Hello my dear students, welcome back to my video. Today we shall learn the further part of methods of issue of shares. So in my previous video, I explained you the third type of method, that is offering shares to the existing employees. In this, I covered the four main subtypes of offering shares to the existing employees. In that, first one is employee stock option scheme, that is ESOS. Second one is employee stock purchase scheme, that is ESPS. Third one is SARS, that is stock appreciation rights scheme. And the fourth one was your sweat equity shares. Now today the last method of offering shares to the shareholders, this includes the private placement. So this is the fourth and the last method of issuing the shares to the investors. Now what do you mean by this private placement? We shall study. A public company can raise share capital either by making an offer to public or by placing the shares privately. Now, in case of public company, it can issue or it can raise the share capital by making an public offer. By making an public offer means in the first type, I told you offering the shares to the public is called as public offer. So either it offers the shares to the public or it also offers privately, means personally also it can approach the public. When a company offers its shares to a selected group of persons not exceeding 200, it is called as private placement. Now, what actually you mean by private placement? Private placement is nothing but offering shares by the company only to a selected group of persons. Here, not the whole group or not the complete public is included, but a selected group is included and only to that selected group the shares are offered. Now in this private placement, the selected group should not exceed 200 persons. So maximum the selected group should include 200 persons. So in simple, private placement means what? Placing or offering the shares to the selected group of persons not exceeding 200. Company offers its securities only to identified persons and not to the general public. As I told you, in private placement, shares are offered only to the identified person or only to a selected group of persons and not to complete general public. The board of directors select the group of persons. Now, who is having the authority to select that group? That authority is with the board of directors. So, the board of directors can select to whom the shares are to be offered. So, that authority is with board of directors. Company has to issue private placement offer letter along with the application. Now, before offering the shares under private placement, company has to give a letter like your offer letter. Here, the letter is known as private placement offer letter. This letter is to be given along with application form to that particular selected group of persons. The shares offered can be fully or partly paid up by check, demand draft, etc., but not by cash. Now, here specifically it has been mentioned that whatever the shares are offered or issued, they can be either fully paid or they can be either partly paid, but payment is not to be made in the form of cash. Cash is not allowed. Here payment is made other than cash, like your check, demand draft, or any other mode of payment, but cash payment is not allowed. Now in this private placement, this includes again two main ways, or you can say two subtypes of the private placement are there. What are those two subtypes? The first type is known as the rights issue and the second type is known as preferential allotment. Now coming to the first subtype, rights issue. Now where did we study this rights issue? This rights issue we covered in the second method, offering shares to the existing equity shareholders. There are two sub methods we had studied, rights issue and bonus issue. Same rights issue is there in private placement also. There is no difference between that rights issue and this rights issue. Both are same. Just it is a repetitive sub method given. Okay. Even then, just general meaning I have covered here. So rights issue means shares issued to existing equity shareholders in proportion to their existing shareholding by the company to raise the further capital. Here in rights issue, what is the procedure followed? To the existing equity shareholders, that is to the current equity shareholders, the shares are issued by the company. In what proportion they are issued? They are issued in their existing proportion. If you remember, I had given you an example. I told you that if a person or if a shareholder is holding 100 shares, then again in rights issue, few more 100 shares will be given to him. That is in the same proportion or in the existing shareholding, the shares are issued. Fine. So this is relating to your first subtype, rights issue. In bracket I have told it is already studied under second type of issue of shares. That is offering shares to the existing shareholders. Yes. Again in detail if you want, you can check the previous video. Fine. Coming to the second subtype of allotment is preferential allotment. Now, what do you mean by this preferential allotment? When a company issues specified securities to a selected group of persons on preferential basis, it is called as preferential allotment. Now, the meaning of preferential allotment is almost similar to the meaning of private placement. Just few minutes back, what I told you, private placement means what? Offering the shares to the selected group of persons not exceeding 200 persons. But coming to preferential allotment, this 200 limitation is not given. But here shares are offered only to a selected group of persons. That selected group of persons may be 200 also, more than 200 or less than 200. Fine. This figure is not given for the preferential allotment. So don't get confused between your private placement and preferential allotment. In private placement, shares are issued to selected group of persons not exceeding 200. Whereas preferential allotment means what? Here also shares are issued to selected group of persons, but here no limitation is given. That is like the group should consist of 200 or the group should consist of 500. Such limitation is not given. It may be any number of group of persons. Fine. Coming to the second point, usually it is offered to promoters, existing shareholders or employees. Now to whom the shares are offered in preferential allotment, it is usually offered to the promoters. Now who are your promoters? The persons who start up the business, that is who promote the business, they are called as your promoters. About promoters we studied in our 11th standard while I was telling you the promotion stage, the first stage of company. So there we studied about promoters. So such type of shares are offered to the promoters or to the existing shareholders, that is to the current shareholders and also to your employees of the company. They are fully paid shares in cash with no voting rights with approval of shareholders by passing special resolution. Now there are few features relating to this preferential allotment. They are, first thing is they are fully paid up shares. While telling private placement, I told you they may be fully paid up or they may be partly paid up. But coming to preferential allotment, they are always fully paid up shares. Here partly paid up is not allowed. And the method of payment is in cash. This point you have to remember. While explaining private placement, I told you cash payment is not allowed, but payment is to be made either in check or demand draft. That is, other than cash, any other mode of payment is applicable. But coming to preferential allotment, payment is to be made only in cash. So there are few differences which you have to remember. Fine. So here payment is to be made in cash. And even though the shareholders get the shares by the company, they have no voting rights. That is, voting rights are not given to the shareholders. And before offering the shares to the shareholders, company has to take the permission from the shareholders by passing a special resolution. So these are the few points which are relating to the preferential allotment. Fine. Okay, so let's move to the next slide. So before I start with the next new topic, allotment of shares, just we will have a revision about the methods of issue of shares. So total there are 4 methods of issue of shares. Now how about asking questions in the exam? Now if it comes in the long answer manner, that is for 8 marks, then complete question they may ask you, like explain the methods of issuing of shares. Or else if they ask in short answer, one particular method they may ask you, like explain offering shares to existing equity shareholders, or explain in detail about public offer. Yes, so now just we'll have a revision. Which are the 4 methods of issuing the shares? The first method is public offer. In public offer, two types we got, that is IPO, initial public offer, and FPO, that is further public offer. Coming to the second main method is offering shares to the existing equity shareholders. This included which two methods? Rights issue and bonus issue. Then coming to the third main method, that is offering shares to the existing employees. This included 4 sub methods, that is employee stock option scheme, employee stock purchase scheme, then stock appreciation rights scheme, and fourth one was sweat equity shares. And in today's video I covered the fourth method of issuing the shares. What was that? Private placement. In private placement, again two sub methods are there. First one is rights issue and second one is preferential allotment. Fine. Hope all these 4 methods are clear to you. Okay. So now next we'll move to the new topic, that is new subtopic, that is called as allotment of shares. So another important topic relating to the third chapter is allotment of shares. Now what do you mean by allotment of shares? In general, allotment means what? In normal English, allotment means giving. Yes. So what do you mean by allotment of shares? Allotment of shares is nothing but giving the shares to the respective shareholders. Okay. Now in detail we will see what do you mean by allotment of shares. When a company gives shares to an applicant based on the application submitted, it is called as allotment of shares. Very simple. So allotment of shares means what? It is a process where company gives the shares to the applicant. Now who is an applicant? A person who has applied for the shares in the company is called as a applicant. Fine. So when a company gives the shares to that particular applicant based on the application submitted. Now one best example I can give you. So when you apply or when you had applied for the college, yes, you had filled the application form. Yes, depending upon your percentage and other criteria, college gave you the seat. So you became the applicant when you applied for the seat in the particular college. Without application, seats are not given. Yes or no? So same type is done here also. Allotment of shares means what? When company gives the shares to an applicant. So who is an applicant? He is a person who applies for the shares in the company based on the application submitted. Now who submits the application? The applicant submits the application with the company. It is called as allotment of shares. Or in simple, you can also call as distribution of shares among the applicants is also called as allotment of shares. When shares are distributed among various applicants, it is called as allotment of shares. Okay. So when a public company wants to issue the shares to the general public, it has to issue prospectus to invite the general public along with the application form. Now whenever I told you two types of company are there, private company and public company. Now what about issuing the prospectus? Prospectus means what? It is nothing but an invitation which is given by the company for offering the shares. Now, if it is a public company, compulsorily public company has to issue the prospectus. Means invitation has to be given to invite the general public. Along with that prospectus, application form is to be attached. So when the application is given, when the prospectus is given to the particular person along with the application form, he goes through that prospectus. What all that prospectus includes? It includes all the details relating to the company, like name of the company, management of the company, address of the company, so on. Yes, so as it includes all the details about the company, prospectus is to be given by every public company, and along with the prospectus, application form is also to be attached. Okay. Coming to the next point, applicant fills the form and submits it. Once the application is given to that particular applicant, he fills the form. That is, he starts filling the form and he has to submit it with the company. Along with what he has to submit? He has to submit that application form along with application money. So application money is charged. It is nothing but some extra fees which is taken for the application by the company. So when an applicant fills the form and submits it with the company, he has to submit with the application money. Now that application money is not directly paid to the company, but that application money is paid to the company's banker. Like certain companies or almost all the companies will have their bank where all their company transaction takes place. Okay, so along with the application, he has to submit the application money also with the company's banker. Like the company will tell our account is in corporation bank, so that applicant has to go and he has to pay the application money in corporation bank. This is just an example. Okay. The board of directors approves the acceptance of such applications in the board meeting by passing resolution. Now, whether shares are to be given to that particular applicant or no, that will be decided by the board of directors. And in what it will be decided? It will be decided in the board meeting, and that too by passing a special resolution. So, this is called as allotment of shares. So in simple, allotment of shares means what? Giving up the shares, giving the shares, or distributing the shares among the applicants based on the application submitted. And for this, public company has to give prospectus along with the application form. As the applicant fills the application form, he has to submit that along with the application money with the company's bank. Then the board of directors decide whether shares are to be allotted to that particular applicant or no in the board meeting by passing a resolution. Okay, so this is all relating to your allotment of shares. So let's move to the next slide. Under the Companies Act 2013, following companies have to issue the shares in the dematerialized form. Now, what do you mean by this dematerialized form? Dematerialized form is nothing but in electronic form. Just I was telling you, whenever you have to purchase or sell the shares, you have to open an account known as a demat account in a nationalized bank. So that is nothing but your dematerialized form, where you can buy or sell the shares through your account only. Banking transactions can be easily done for buying and selling of the shares. So dematerialized form is nothing but your electronic form. Now the Companies Act 2013 has told that there are certain types of companies which have to issue the shares only in electronic form. Manual is not allowed. Only in electronic form those shares are to be offered. Now, which are those types of company? Four types I have given. First one is a company making a public offer in excess of rupees 10 crores. Now, if there is a company which is making a public offer which is more than rupees 10 crores, then such company has to issue the shares in electronic form. This is the first type of company. Okay. Coming to second type, unlisted public company for its new issues with effect from 10th September 2018. Now, I had told you there are certain companies which have listed the shares in the stock exchange. Such companies are known as listed companies. Means if the shares are listed in the stock exchange, they are known as listed company. And the company's shares which are not listed in the stock exchange, they are called as unlisted company. So the second type of company which has to issue the shares in electronic form is the unlisted public company. This thing you have to remember. And third one I have told you, such other class or classes of companies as may be prescribed. Like if SEBI tells you again few more types of company which they have to issue the shares in electronic form, so those companies should also issue the shares in the electronic form. And last one is, other companies can issue shares in any form. They have freedom to convert their equity shares in dematerialized form at any time. Apart from these three companies, above three companies, if there are any other company, they can issue the shares in any form. Means they can issue the shares in manual form also, or they can issue the shares in demat, or that is dematerialized form also. They have that freedom. Okay, fine. So I will stop the video here. In my next video, we will be continuing. Like there are certain conditions which a company has to follow for allotting the shares. Two types of conditions are there: statutory conditions and general conditions. So relating to conditions relating to allotment of shares, that will be explained in my next video. Okay, thank you.